Hello, everybody. My name is Zae Sellers, and I'm a part of the COVID Care Project. I'm a community health worker, and I work alongside with Miss Kathy. You want to introduce yourself, Miss Kathy?
Hello, everybody. This is Kathy, part of the COVID Care Project as well.
And we are here just to talk to you guys about some of the anniversary reactions, emotions that you may be dealing with. So it has been a year since COVID really hit us. Depending on who you are, you may have different reactions if you lost somebody, unfortunately, or if you had COVID yourself. Maybe if you were an essential worker and you still had to work during those uncertain times. And so today we just want to come to you to help you guys understand your emotions and understand what to do if you are dealing with some negative emotions. So the reaction definition is a renewed feeling or grief or anxiety on or around the date of a traumatic event. Now, depending on who you are and what you dealt with, again, that's going to determine when the traumatic event was. Some may be when we had to quarantine. Some may be on the funeral of somebody that they knew. But just understanding what that event was and understanding your emotions is very important to move forward. So, Kathy, do you want to take on the next part?
Sure. You might be wondering, well, what's going to happen at an anniversary reaction? And like Zae was saying, that's going to be different depending on kind of what's happened to you in your past. But the things to look for are oftentimes it'll be sort of unconscious and you won't be aware of it. You might feel sort of jittery, sad, angry, more impatient, might get negative thoughts about yourself, really tired, can't concentrate, sleep, or eat like you normally would. You might be getting intrusive dreams or memories of things that had happened. But the key is to kind of take a look at yourself. Don't judge yourself about what's going on, but just remember back, is this about a year since COVID locked us down or since I lost my job or whatever, and realize that it's coming and it's pretty normal. So don't freak out. It is just what our body does because our body kind of has memories and it will bring us back kind of to a year ago. And so it might be 10 years that something bad happened that you always get a reaction to too. But usually the first year is more intense because people don't understand what's going on with themselves. So, Zae, you want to take the next piece?
Oops. Of course. So we are going to talk about coping now. So you do understand you have these emotions now that you've actually accepted them. So let's talk about how we can cope with them. So number one, we can do a physical activity, and that is walking, running, dancing, stretching, yoga, or even just some physical touch like hugging people, giving people high fives. We naturally feel better when we work out. You don't always have to work out and lift weights and do extra hard cardio, but just getting outside in nature and getting some fresh air, maybe away from the phone, is a wonderful way to cope with anything going on in your life that's pretty tough.
Right. And then another thing to think about is kind of limit the contact with items that remind you of the trauma from the past. However, there's one or two things to think about for that. That is going to depend on how long ago it happened, how well you resolved it, and other stressors that might be going on in your life. So if it's making you feel bad, stop doing it, right? But it might also help if you organize a memorial event with other people that have been there so you can sort of talk about how things have gone. Or if you look at it in the framework of what's gone well, how have things changed since that anniversary date, that can also help you deal with it.
The next thing that we want to talk about is creativity. So certain things that you can do, you can learn a new language. That's always a good thing to do. Start or restart a hobby, color, draw, journal, even sing or dance if you want to. There's multiple ways to be creative and get your mind flowing.
And one of my favorites, talk to somebody. Maybe it's time to get together with your besties or call your mom if she's available or whoever kind of helps you deal with things. Or you could call a warm line or a hotline if there's specific issues for you. You could maybe join some kind of group or get back into your spiritual practices. Have somebody you can talk through things with that you can trust.
That's a really good one. The next one is humor. You can watch funny TV shows and movies, comedy specials, or talk to some funny friends. Get together with people who make you laugh and feel better.
Hmm? And another big one for me, treat yourself like you treat your best friend, right? Don't push yourself too much, but then don't let yourself wallow in it, as we used to say in my family. You need to get out and kind of deal with life and get back on track. Just be aware that you'll have those anniversary reactions. And if you had some emotional health issues in the past, it may get aggravated by the anniversary reaction, but you can handle it. You know you've come this year, 2 years, 10 years, whatever it is, and you know what you need to do. So be good to yourself, be good to your friends, and become a mutual support system for each other.
The next thing is to remind yourself that this will pass. So remember that getting back to normal, this is a really cool saying. Getting back to normal is a dial, not a switch. And so what we mean by that is it's not like we have COVID one day and then all of a sudden we're back to normal, right? We've had restrictions. We've had guidelines for us to get back to not wearing masks and going back to as normal as possible. People call this the new normal. So understand that things will pass and we will get over this hump.
Okay. And our next one is just tune back into your body. Do a self-check. Are you feeling pains or aches anywhere that are new, or are you feeling them again after you've gotten rid of them? You changing how you eat or sleep, kind of exercise or things that you've been doing? You just have to check in with yourself so you can keep track of how you're doing, because oftentimes we'll ignore what's going on with us while we try to take care of other people. And then, as many mothers and fathers would know, you run out of energy to take care of the kids. So check yourself. Okay. And if you're doing a little, like if you've been working from home and putting in extra hours, dial it back some. Go back to the 40 hours or whatever your contract says. Just be aware of the strain that it can put on your body, and the things that you could do to take care of your body during this time.
Yes, and another one that's important even outside of the anniversary is to stay off of social media. Turn off or limit the on this day and memories feature on social media and photo sharing platforms that you're on. If you're fully vaccinated and getting together with others in safe ways, please think about posting pictures before you do it, just in case if other people aren't vaccinated or maybe they're still in quarantine. So we're aware of other people and their and being considerate for them as well. But even without the anniversary, still take some time for yourself and stay off social media, maybe just for like a day or so, just having a little cleanse from it because it can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. And the last one, build in time to relax and recharge. And everybody will have their own way of doing that. Maybe that means you're going to take a nap in the middle of the day, or you're going to try to eat healthier and skip that midnight piece of cake. Or maybe you will meditate or pray or do something that recharges your spirit. Okay? Staying busy can help you sort of ignore your feelings or deal with them in some ways, but it will also keep you from healing too. So you have to have that balance of thinking about what's going on with you, being able to shut it off, and take care of yourself when you need to as well. And then there's also some things to remember just while thinking about anniversary reactions or dealing with stress. The first one is remember all feelings are fine. Everything's okay. It's pretty natural. Just be careful what you do with it, because that's where we get in trouble. Zae?
Yeah.
Take the next
So
one.
everyone will do it their own way. Just like all feelings are fine, everybody doesn't experience every emotion the same. So everybody's going to cope differently as well.
Right. And then the next one, don't judge yourself or others. Really be kind to yourself, to your own best friend, to the people around you. Everybody's stressing and struggling probably during this national pandemic, international pandemic time. So be good to yourself and others.
Yes, understand, remember that it is a dial, not a switch. We won't just go back to how it was before. We have a new normal.
Yep. Oh, and you've heard me say this before too. Be kind. Be kind. That's good any time of the year, whether you're having an anniversary reaction or not. So, that's kind of what we have for today about anniversary reactions. They can catch you by surprise. So think back if you're feeling out of sorts in any way, if there's something that happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, around this time. And some of these thoughts might help you deal with that time. So, Zae, you got anything else you want to add?
Not much. All I want to do is to encourage you guys, please take into consideration what we talked about, and if you need some extra help, please feel free to call North Point because we always have people who are willing to help.
Great way to say it. So with that closing thought, Zae and I are going to say goodbye and good luck. Take care of yourselves.
Please.
Yes.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks for listening.